What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer. We just got a brand new Overwatch 2 blog post from game director Aaron Keller, this time talking about how far they've come with Overwatch 2 since it launched almost 6 months ago, and offering a bit of a retrospective look at the things they've changed, and a bit more information on the direction things are going to be taking starting in Season 4 and going on from there. So diving into the noteworthy content from this new post, one of the biggest complaints we've heard from players was that we were not doing a good job communicating about the game. We've been focusing on turning this around and have put a lot of energy into giving players information about the game, both in terms of what's coming and what we're thinking. We plan to continue this for the foreseeable future, and we're talking about ways to further improve our communication with you. For instance, we'd like to publish roadmaps that extend beyond the next season to give you an idea of what to expect from the game in a longer time frame. We hope to talk more about this and our plans for future seasons in April. So right off the bat, that's nice to hear them talking about communication, something they tend to talk about a lot more than they actually do, but nonetheless, the idea of us getting a future roadmap that extends beyond just the immediate season, especially with things like PvE coming up later this year, it would be really nice to get a better roadmap of what we can actually expect going forward, both in terms of new content additions like heroes and whatnot, but also with just general balance patches and Blizzard's philosophy with how they want to change things. So hopefully they do have some interesting and actually detailed stuff to give us in this regard coming up next month. The next thing Aaron goes on to talk about is another common topic has been the state of support heroes. A common and accurate complaint was that support heroes felt constantly picked on. This feedback is something the team has been working on addressing since before launch. To do so, we tackle the problem from a few different angles. Thus far, they've tried to reduce the ability for damage heroes to disrupt the enemy backline and target supports, they've given support heroes additional tools to deal with the threat, and they've also exercised some restraint by simply letting players get accustomed to the switch to 5v5 and how that's greatly changed the feeling of actually playing support heroes. He then goes on to talk about some of the changes they've made to heroes like Brigitte and Zenyatta thus far since the launch of Overwatch 2, and also mentioned upcoming Mercy changes, but unfortunately didn't go into anything specific here, basically just saying that Mercy will be getting changes in Season 4 to help with the sort of overcorrection of her recent mini rework that'll hopefully put her in a better state for everyone playing both as and against her. He also then mentions that we'll be seeing some more support role representation in both Seasons 4 and 6 with new heroes, which again is something we have known for a while at this point, that the next two upcoming heroes in Seasons 4 and 6 are going to be new support heroes, but sadly he doesn't give us any further information on who or what exactly these will end up being. The next thing Aaron goes on to talk about is collabs, and has some very interesting information to reveal here. We all loved and appreciated your reaction and excitement to our One Punch Man collaboration. Full transparency, we were a little worried about blending another universe, even one as cool as this, into Overwatch. When we first announced the collab, we talked about our values with how we'd like to handle events like this, and players seemed to agree with us. The popularity of the event has given us the confidence to do more collaborations, and we're hoping to premiere another large collab later this year. Now that's certainly interesting, hearing that they seemingly already have another major collab in the works that will hopefully be out by the end of the year. Definitely curious to see what that ends up being, and overall I largely agree with Aaron on this front. I for one have talked quite a bit about how much I love the One Punch Man collaboration in Overwatch and how I think Blizzard really hit it out of the park with how they executed it, and while I certainly don't want to see collaborations like this be too common in the game, I do think there's definitely room for Blizzard to keep making things like this going forward, and I'm very excited to see what this next one ends up being. The last major topic Aaron went on to talk about then was in-game rewards for simply playing Overwatch. The last topic, and we feel like this is the most important one, we're highly focused on feedback from players who say that the game feels unrewarding and doesn't do a great job of recognizing their investment. Addressing this feedback touches almost every aspect of the game. We think that there are a few broad areas that these conversations cover. 1, players want to feel rewarded for their time playing the game. They'd like to be able to earn items that they want without an unreasonable grind to get them. 2, players want the game to recognize their time and skill investment, as well as give them a way to show this off to others. And 3, players want their performance to be celebrated while they are playing in a match. we've made changes to the game addressing some of these issues. Events now typically have skins that can be earned, and we've added credits to the Battle Pass that allow players to purchase nearly all original Overwatch event skins. On top of that, we've substantially increased the amount of XP earned from each match. We're working on rebuilding the On Fire system in the new engine, as well as making changes to play of the game to show a greater variety of game-making plays. We're also working on a much larger hero and player progression system that we're hopeful will launch later this year. This new system replaces the old player level system, while expanding on it to offer a bunch of categories for players to level and show off your progress to others. We will continue to work on this aspect of the game. Besides the moment-to-moment gameplay of Overwatch, this is the largest part of our game feeling good to play. He then goes on and gives a little closer, which isn't really worth reading off here, but commenting on the idea of Overwatch actually feeling good to play. I definitely like that the devs are focusing on ways of making the game itself feel more rewarding and engaging as you're actually playing it. Certainly the On Fire system is something I would love to see come back, since that was just a nice little feature in Overwatch 1 that, wasn't really worth much, but it was nice having it. The other aspect, though, that Aaron talks about, which I find much more important for the team to be addressing at this point, is the idea of long-term overall progression. Specifically, I think Overwatch 2 currently has a big issue where if you're someone who plays the game a ton and you max out the battle pass in any given season, even getting all the way up through tier 200 and getting all those titles, after that, there's genuinely no reason to keep playing in that season. Sure, you can keep getting your measly 60 cents a week by completing weekly challenges, but honestly, the rewards for that are so pathetic once you finish the battle pass that it's really not incentivizing at all. Aaron doesn't really give any specifics about how they're going to change this sort of thing going forward later down the line, but definitely I think Blizzard needs to look at adding just some sort of base level, get a few coins or a few credits every time you level up, regardless of where you are in the battle pass, even if you've finished it, just so that there's some sort of tangible reward for players who do play the game pretty extensively. Just about every other comparable game in the same category as Overwatch has a system like this, so the fact that Overwatch is so lacking on this front is genuinely disappointing, and definitely is something that I hope Blizzard is not only aware of, but looking to actively fix with whatever these future systems they have in the works end up being. But that does it for covering this Overwatch 2 dev post. Overall, I think it's an interesting topic to talk about, how things have changed in Overwatch 2 over the first half a year of the game being out. Certainly the game has improved pretty substantially, and I'll probably be doing my own separate dedicated video sometime in the near future, talking more extensively about my own thoughts about how the game has improved and how it could still stand to get better, but that'll be its own separate video. So for the time being, thank you all so much for watching. Definitely let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Do you think Overwatch 2 has improved, and what other ideas do you have for how to make it better? Either way, be sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, hit up that bell icon, and come join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any of my future Overwatch content, and special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible. If you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below, and otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.